Stick shift maestro runs the quickest pass in the, I'm going to say, hardest class in drag and drive. Limited to 850, runs at 8503 in a stick shift, 1800 horsepower, 4,000 plus pound GTO.
Yeah.
Bro, get out of here. That's crazy. All right, guys. Hey, as I said a minute ago, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing for Valentine's Day 2026. The man of the hour right there in Michigan can take your idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift they can't get anywhere else. You're seeing it right here on the screen. He can produce a one-off keychain of that special person's special car, or tons of dashes, tons of center console, tons of cup holders for shifter mounts. I mean, like, he does a lot of stuff. I know we talk about these keychains quite a bit, but a lot of really cool stuff. Find more at carchains3d.com or on social by searching carchains3d on Facebook and Instagram. In this segment, I want to talk about some of the standout stories from Sick Week. This is going to be kind of fun. This is a personal best is kind of what we're going to start with. So our boy, Kanan Hall, I want to start with him because, I just got ramshackled on Wednesday night because I had the time wrong for Kanan. So Kanan Hall, a square body C10 truck. Or you look at me in the eyes, 891. This dude has been pushing for a long time. This truck continues to get faster and faster. 891 while at Sick Week on day 5. Dude is incredible.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Next up is Calvin Nelson, who obviously we had on just prior to Sick Week in the VK56 swapped Fairmont. And that ran a 863. So
yeah,
pretty incredible there.
Yeah, that was the first time that car had been out like that. And it was his quickest pass personally. And dude, they've built some high power stuff. You know, they do a lot of stuff with the 4200 and all that. And they were building a car to come. It's what we talked about most of the night when they were on. We had them on for 2 hours and they were 4 hours short of being able to finish the car in time. So sorry, guys. You can blame that all on us, and we'll hopefully see them in the Camaro at 6 Summer. That would be hopefully the goal from there. Next up, Chris Waznjak, our boy WAF Racing, 1128 is his personal best in the CUDA, and then he took second in the DYO class with an 0.024 spread in that class. So he had an incredible week all around, and we just had a great time hanging out with him. I caught up with him almost every day to just to say what's up and see how his days were going. Man, it was pretty cool. And then his girlfriend Lily came down. I mean, it was awesome to see her hang out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Next one would be Alex Taylor, which we talked about just a little bit ago. Personal best with a 655 out of that car. So that is huge there.
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to find her stuff here because I want to talk about her other passes, which you had mentioned earlier. So Alex Taylor here. So her passes, yes, day 1, 6,558, day 2, 745 with an 8 at 198 miles an hour.
Right.
That shows you how hard she was running. 685 on day 4, and then 660 with a 2 on day 5.
Yeah. So that 740 was really the difference for her overall average.
Yeah, that really kind of hurt it there, of course. Our boy Tom Bagley, who was making comments up there earlier, 991 with a 9 at 138 miles an hour as a personal best. Y'all, that was his whole goal this week, was to get passes he couldn't submit and take 20s, whatever it took. But he wanted to put that car in the 9s this week, and he did it. He did it at Bradenton. He did it at, I don't think he did it at South Georgia. He did it at Bradenton, and then also, where do we go after? So Orlando. And then, Tom, tell me, did you do it on the last day they're back at Gainesville? But I know he did it 2 days at least because I watched both of those.
Yeah, he said the quickest PB pass was the very last pass of the event.
Heck yeah. So yeah, back again. So it's 3 out of 4 days in the 9s. So his main goal was the NHRA license. And dude, does it get any cooler than having Mike Finnegan and Clay Milliken sign your NHRA license?
Not at all.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah. So big congrats there. Next up, Trevor Brannon, first Sick Week Freaks in the 7s. And it wasn't just a high 7s. It was a 7,688 out of that GTR. So he came down with a goal and just obliterated it.
Yeah. 5,000 miles worth of driving, or 6,000 miles worth of driving to get here and home, and comes down and just absolutely destroys the Sick Week Freaks class, puts it down to 7. Rovik, our boy Raj Verua from Canada, another Canadian. So we had like 50 or 60 Swedes. We had at least 50 or 60 Canadians. Canadian racers. I don't know. There was a lot of Canadian racers come down. Rovic put that big body 67 olds in the eights. And again, just like you said for Trevor, it wasn't like an 899 with an 8. He freaking demolished it. 878 with a 6. Ran an 8 every day except for day 2 when he smoked the transmission, turned in a 20. And that was the night I got to eat dinner with Rich Guido and his dad. And man, I can't remember the Heathens Garage guy's name. We got to eat dinner with them while Rovic went and worked on his car and got it finished up at South Georgia Motorsports Park. So freaking awesome, man. An 8 every day for Rovic is what he has been looking for a while. That car's just gotten quicker and quicker and quicker every time.
It sure has. And we talked about Val Morris. Again, her quickest ET was a 7.02. So close to get to the sixes there, and a quickest mile an hour of 202.97. So definitely there in the 200 mile an hour club and just a hair off of the 6 second club.
Yeah, pretty freaking awesome, man. I love that story for them. Of course, Steve co-piloted with her, so that was cool. Just to see them work together all week was really awesome. Sean Umscheid, the What No Way guy was down there. I hung out with those guys on the drive day. 907 is his best ET so far at 148 miles an hour. Couldn't get into the H yesterday at Bradenton. Tried. Ended up in the 950s all day. So sick week, drag and drive trim, still his quickest PB at a 907. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Next up, Randy Seward, obviously our 3P in the street race 275. This was actually his slowest average at sick week. How wild is that? And we said his slowest pass was an 852 in an 850 class, and he has his slowest average at sick week.
Yeah, and I should have put that down there, but his average for the week was an 851 with a 3.
Right. That is his slowest sick week average.
Yeah, pretty incredible. That guy is just a beast. Always out there getting it done. Nick Reinhardt and Glenn Hunter, of course, first Super Street cars in the 6s. That was told to us the other day by Derek Putnam. Those guys went down fast. It was incredible. It's great to see Glenn in the 6s. I know for a long time he struggled with that low 7s every day, and then now he's in the 6s, man. That's where he's going to live now, I'm sure.
Yeah. Brian Acton, obviously, with the third sick orange helmet, and Jay Blanchard there getting to drive the car for a day, which is pretty cool, and getting his first orange helmet. So Brian gave him the orange helmet, and like we were talking about on Wednesday night, I don't know if he took it off the whole way home.
I wouldn't have.
And then to wrap up our little segment here, Rich Guido moved to street race 275 in the GTO, ended in 4th with an 856 average. Passes here, quickest one was an 8503 on day 5. So man, right there. So passes here for day 1 was an 861, day 2 was an 854, day 4 was an 860, and day 5 was the 8503, which was the quickest in the street race 275 in the stick shift Camaro, driven all the way from Canada to Florida. How crazy is that?
Yeah, insane. Stick shift GTO. I think you said Camaro, but yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Pretty awesome. When I was kind of doing the research on this last night, I was like, man, 8503. I think that's like, and I got to look at, dude, the quickest pass in the street race 275 and 6 street race class. So Rich Guido, stick shift maestro, runs the quickest pass in the, I'm going to say, hardest class in drag and drive, limited to 850, runs at 8503 in a stick shift, 1800 horsepower, 4,000 plus pound GTO.
Yeah.
Bro, get out of here. That's crazy. All right. Well, Car Change 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey Nicholson.
Yeah. I wonder if he realized that was the quickest of the class.
I don't know. I hope so, because man, he's a badass. I'm telling you, it's really awesome to see. You know, he covered 200. He crossed 200,000 miles in that car since the rebuild on this trip. I mean, that car continues to just entertain and impress everybody that it comes around. And his driving ability. I mean, can we put this dude in a pro stock car? Something? Can we get out there? Can we see him take this to the next level? Yeah, Tom Bagley. We don't call him Canadian Chuck Norris for no reason. That dude's got a clutch kick like nobody's business, man. I'll tell you.
Right.
Pretty
So,
awesome.
yeah, pretty cool. And love seeing all the pictures of him driving down from Canada and driving back through the snow, through all the weather. He takes that GTO and just puts it to the test. He's said before how many miles he's put on that thing, and I want to say it was
200.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was like 200,000 miles he's put on that car, which is, man, crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let's run through some stats from the event because this is the top classes. 92 cars in DYO. So I want to ask you and the people that are watching this, for DYO, is that a catch-all, or is 92 people legitimately going, hey, I'm going out there and I'm gonna take that win? Is that 92 competitive cars, or is that like a group of people that are here for the experience and to have fun? Because we see that across all of them. Whatever the catch-all class is always the largest by far. But how many cars were in stick shift, dude?
This is pretty awesome. Stick shift, we know, has been growing year after year. We keep talking about it. Sick Week had 38 cars in stick shift. And we know there was more stick shift cars because we just talked about Rich in the street race class. So 38 cars registered in stick shift is crazy.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
pretty wild. Yeah. And it makes me wonder, should we have two stick shift classes? Should there be a pro stick shift and a regular stick shift? I don't know. I don't want everybody to get a trophy all the time, but dude, 38 cars, man, that's a bunch. 32 cars. You ready for this? In pro DYO, 850 to 10-0, 32 cars trying to play the bracket race game. I hate to say bracket race, but trying to play that consistency game, which is the number one rule in bracket racing. 32 cars in pro DYO.
Yeah, so 92 in the regular and 32 in the pro is pretty wild. 27 cars in the street race 275, which is the 850 class that we just talked about, and 23 in the 6 street race, which is the other 850 class. So there's, 50 cars in an 850 class?
Yeah, pretty incredible, man. That's a lot. And the top 10 were in the upper eights, 850 to 90, and then 22 cars in the bullseye class, which I really like to see. And that class is probably hard if you're only going to get a few passes per day, because you're trying to target like a 0.68. No matter what your first two digits are, you're trying to target like a 0.68. So that makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah. How do you even tune for that?
I have no idea. I haven't made enough passes to figure out anything. What was Brian Ekstrom saying there? Said, hey, Rachel, I got to drive the drag driver Pete rig. He did. Do big shout out to Brian. Without him, I wouldn't have got to ride in the Knapsack Mustang.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He said I had to turn the heat down.
Yeah.
11 p.m., 5 hours to go.
Yeah, we didn't get to the track till 5:30 in the morning, and I just big shout out to him, man. He was always welcoming and just a great asset to the drag and drive community. But I really do appreciate him driving the truck, because I wouldn't have been able to ride with Tom and freeze my freaking ass off if he had not done that.
Yeah, Tom saying that was a cold night.
Yeah, I mean, I had sweatpants on over my pants, trying to stay warm. I had 3 layers. I had a hoodie and jacket on and gloves and the J-wire beanie and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the one thing that I didn't have FOMO on for Sick Week was that exactly there, being that cold.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Again, thanks to Corey and Car Change 3D for all the work they do with us. And I can't wait for some of the stuff that you and I have been working on in our brains for what Corey can maybe help us with throughout 2026.
Ken saying, can we take a moment for Al Max legs, always in shorts?
That dude's crazy. I don't know how he was wearing shorts all the time.
Yeah, and Tom saying I had 2 shirts, hoodie, coat, and my race suit on.
Yeah, he looked like what's the kid from Christmas Story? He looked like him as we were running around. All right, man, I'll let you do this one here.
All right. We're probably going to be a little over this morning, but that's kind of been the norm. So appreciate all of our race car friends hanging out with us here on a Saturday morning on Valentine's Day, because I'm sure you guys all have better things to do to keep the women in your life happy, but appreciate everybody tuning in here. Couldn't do this without you guys, and can't do it without our sponsors: Summit Racing Equipment, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmission, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. One of the coolest lists of sponsors I think that is out there anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Love those guys.